Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Raja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Raja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Om Vishnupada Paramhamsa Parivrajaka Stotra Shata Sri Srimad Bhakti Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupada Paramhamsa Parivrajaka Stotra Shata Sri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Brahmachari Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Nanda Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhaktarinda Ki Jai Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shamakundara Kungiri Govaran Ki Jai Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Janpur Dham Ki Jai Mayapur Dham Ki Jai Rupananga Vedic College Dham Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Tulsiri Ki Jai Ramai Gangamai Ki Jai Shri Gauritai Ki Jai Gaura Premanande All glories to some of the devotees All glories to some of the devotees All glories to some of the devotees Glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga All glories to Shri Prabhupada Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jamudire Staprashadrashtam Bhagavarasavaya Bhagavatatam Shloka Bhaktir Bhavatanashnaki. Okay, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1st, Chapter 19, Text 20. Na va idam rajarshi varya chitram
Chitram.
bhavatsu krishnam samanuvrateshu
Nuvrateshu.
ye
Ye.
adhyasanam
Adhyasanam.
rajakirita
Ajakirita.
jushtam
Tishtam.
sadhyaha
Adhyaha.
jahuhu
Jahuhu.
bhagavat
Bhagavat.
harshvakamaha.
Vaishvakam.
Nava idam rajarshi varyachitram
Vayam Rajashivaya Chitram.
bhavatsu krishnam samanuvrateshu
Bhavatsu Krishnam Samanuvrateshu.
yadhyasanam raja kirita jushtam
Yasanam Rajakirita Jushtam.
satyo jahur bhagavat parshvakama.
Ajo Jahur Bhagavat Parshvakama.
Nava idam rajarshi varyachitram
Vaidam Rajashivaya Chitram.
bhavatsu krishnam samanuvrateshu
Bhavatsu Krishnam Samanuvrateshu.
yadhyasanam raja kirita jushtam
Yasanam Rajakirita Jushtam.
sadhyo jahur bhagavat parshvakama.
Jahur Bhagavat Parshvakama.
Nava idam rajarshi varyachitram
Vaidam Rajashivaya Chitram.
bhavatsu krishnam samanuvrateshu
Bhavatsu Krishnam Samanuvrateshu.
yadhyasanam raja kirita jushtam
Yasanam Rajakirita Jushtam.
sadhyo jahur bhagavat parshvakama.
Jahur Bhagavat Parshvakama. Vaidam Rajashivaya Chitram.
Varyachitram
Bhavatsu Krishnam Samanuvrateshu.
bhavatsu krishnam samanuvrateshu
Ye Jasanam Raja Kirita Jushtam.
yedhyasanam raja kirita jushtam
Sadyo Jahur Bhagavat Parshvakama.
sadhyo jahur bhagavat parshvakama.
Navaidang Rajarshivaya Chitram Bhavatsu Krishnang Samanuvrateshu Yedyasanang Rajakirita Jushtang Sadhyo Juhur Bhagavat Parshvakamaha.
Nava idam raja shivarya chitram Bhavatsu krishnam samanuvrateshu Yedyasanam rajakarita jushtam Sadhyo jahur bhagavat parshvakama.
Nava idam raja shivarya chitram Bhavatsu krishnam samanuvrateshu Yedyasanam raja kirita dushtam Sadhyo jahur bhagavat parshvakama.
Jahur Bhagavat Parshvakama.
Vaidam Rajarshivarya Chitram Bhavat Sukrishnam Samuna Vrateshu Yedhyasana Rajakiriti Jushnam Sadyo Jahur Bhagavata Parshvakamaha.
Navaidam Rajarishivarya Chitram Bhavat Krishnam Samovrateshu Ye Daisanam Rajakirtya Justam Sadyo Jahur Bhagavat Parshakamaha.
Nava idam raja shivaya chitram Bhavatu Krishnam samanuvrateshu Yedyasanam raja kirita jushtam Sadyo jahur bhagava prashava kamaha.
Okay. Na, neither. Ba, like this. Idam, this. Rajarshi, saintly king. Varya, the chief. Chitram, astonishing. Bhavatsu,
Vatsu,
unto all of you. Krishnam,
Krishna,
Lord Krishna.
Krishna,
Samanuvrateshu,
Anuvadeshu,
unto those who are strictly in the line of. Ye, who? Adhyasanam,
Adhyasanam,
seated on the throne. Rajakirita,
Adhikirita,
helmets of kings. Jushtam, decorated. Sadhyaha,
Sadhya,
immediately. Jahuhu, gave up. Bhagavat, the personality of Godhead. Parshvakamaha, desiring to achieve association. Okay, translation. The sages said, O chief of all the saintly kings of the Pandu dynasty who are strictly in the line of Lord Sri Krishna, it is not at all astonishing that you give up your throne, which is decorated with the helmets of many kings, to achieve eternal association with the personality of Godhead. Nama Gyana Timrandhasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitamina Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Mano Bhishtam Sthapitam Vena Bhutale Swayamrupa Kadamahyam Dadati Sukadanti Andhyam Shri Guru Shyuta Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Scha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahaganara Gunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalitam Shivishakam Vitam Scha Hey Krishna, Karuna, Sindhu, Dinabandhu, Jagatpate, Gopesha, Gopika Kanta, Radhakanta, Namostute. Tapta Kanchana, Gaurangi, Radhe, Vrindavaneshwari, Vrishabhanu, Sutadevi, Pranamami Haripriya. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha, Kripasindhubhya Evacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo, Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, purport. Foolish politicians who hold political administrative posts think that the temporary posts they occupy are the highest material gain of life. And therefore, they stick to those posts even up to the last moment of life, without knowing that achievement of liberation is one of the associates of the Lord in His eternal abode, is the highest gain of life. To say something about this first sentence, actually, we can find verse in Bhagavad Gita 2:44, Bhogaishwarya prasaktanam, taya parita chetasam, vyavasatmika buddhi, samadhau na vidhiyate. So, in the minds of those who are too attached to sense enjoyment, in material opulence, and who are bewildered by such things, the resolute determination for devotional service to the Supreme Lord does not take place. So, we can see here, Prabhupada said foolish politicians, right? Because if someone is not taking advantage of human life, so he is foolish person, like animal. You can find another verse in Srimad Bhagavatam 5:5:1, and there is stated that this human life is for austerity. Now, cats and dogs, they cannot do austerities, but we can do, and we should do. And if we want to go back to Godhead, we have to do. That verse is from Rishabhadeva, incarnation of Krishna, right? He gets 100 sons, so, and he spoke to them. And this is first words he spoke. Rishabhavacha nayam deho dehabhajam nriloke kashtan kaman arhate vidbhujam ye tapo divyam putra kayena sattvam shuddhyetas yasmad brahma saukyam tvanantam. So hear that word tapo divyam, right? So Lord Rishabhadeva told his sons, my dear boys, of all the living entities who have accepted material bodies in this world, one who has been awarded this human form should not work hard day and night simply for sense gratification, which is available even for dogs and hogs that eat stool. One should engage in penance and austerity to attain the divine position of devotional service. By such activity, one's heart is purified. And when one attains this position, he attains eternal, blissful life, which is transcendental to material happiness and which continues forever. So what is the point of this verse? That we as a human beings awarded, right, by this type of body, we have intelligence. So we should follow this instruction and make our life successful. So austerity, what kind of austerity we are doing? So we have actually we have actually proper understanding what austerity means. So everything yukta vairagyam, not falgu vairagyam, right? Not false renunciation. False renunciation means that, okay, like when I was Bhakti, I came to the temple and first thing what I read was Bhakti Yoga, a small book, and there was a few basics for new bhaktas, and I sat on the ground, in the garden, temple's property, and I was reading about this, what actually real austerity means. So it was very nicely explained that everything belongs to Krishna. So if I want to do austerity, I have to, how to say, what is that word? Give something, or do something. How to say, what is that word? But like, okay, so I will, for example, austerity means that I will not eat, okay? So, but that's false vairagya, falgu vairagya, false austerity. I should eat, no problem. Why not? But only what is offered to Krishna, right? So first was offered, because everything belongs. I can. Okay, one second. Give up? Yeah, I can give up, or sacrifice. I can give up what is mine, right? I can sacrifice what is mine. I cannot sacrifice what belongs to someone else, right? So everything belongs to Krishna. So what I want to sacrifice, what I want to give up, what I can give up, and what is actually ours, even this body is not ours. So, but what actually is ours, it is decision. That's our freedom. If we want to serve Krishna, or we will serve Maya. That is our, how to say, barriers, limits. What we actually can do. Other things are Krishna's property. Everything is Krishna. Everything is Krishna's. So this is ours. This decision, this choice. This choice is ours. So we should make a choice to be in Krishna consciousness, and purify our existence and go back to Godhead, right? Go back home. Everybody wants to go home, right? If someone, maybe I told you this last time, I lost in forest. And I was young, and I get lost in forest, and then was dark, and so many bears were there. So I was very afraid, because I was thinking, it never happened to me before. So to get lost in forest, that's that's a serious thing actually. So this whole material existence is forest, vana. Therefore, nirvana means go out of here, out of forest. Nir, right? Nirvana, out of forest. So we should go back from this material forest and go back home, back to Godhead, and then we will feel relief. Like I felt relief when I found a way, but it was very difficult actually, because everything in the forest is same, just trees everywhere, they are same. So I didn't know what to do. I didn't know which direction should I go. I was completely done. I got some hope on the beginning. Like people, they got some hope on the beginning, that they will figure out, they will be happy. No, they have to they have to find proper way. So we have process here. So that's a proper way how to go out from this material forest. So that was a little bit about these foolish politicians. They are, or Bhogeshwara Prasakam, people who are very attached to their posts, to their families, to their career, to their job, to their, cars and everything, bodies. They are suffering so much, like I'm getting old, I'm getting old. I'm very sad, right? I'm worried about my, hair and teeth and eyes, It's not like was before. I cannot see now properly. You didn't see actually reality before, so don't worry, right? We don't have to have material eyes to see the absolute truth. We have to have a spiritual eyes. So these spiritual eyes will be opened when we will purify ourselves by the process. So process is tapodivyam. Do austerity. Don't be attached to this material forest. Right? Don't be attached. Don't be attached. So the human life is meant for achieving this end. The Lord has assured us in the Bhagavad Gita many times that going back to Godhead, His eternal abode, is the highest achievement. That's prema, prema,
Prema Pamartama.
Pumarto. Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Prema Pumarto Mahan. That's our goal. That's real goal of life. To revive our dormant love for Krishna. All of us, we got this love, but it's changed to, like we said yesterday, to lust, right? It's changed. So it is one thing, but it's changing. So therefore, Prabhupada said that real progress you can see if you make real progress, how you are attached to this material world, how you are attached to these material things, to sex life. So it is nice measurement, very easy. You can know immediately, because you know in your heart how I am attached to these things. So this is your progress, okay? So this is, you can see very nicely. So prema pumarto mahan, love of God. Therefore Prabhupada was mentioning that doesn't matter in which religion you are, but are you making progress in a love of Godhead, right? In love for Krishna, for God. So that's the main thing, right? Main thing. All right. Prahlad Maharaj, while praying to Lord Narasimha, said, "Oh my Lord, I am very much afraid to the materialistic way of life, and I am not at least afraid of your present ghastly, ferocious feature as Narasimhadev. This materialistic way of life is something like a grinding stone, and we are being crushed by it. We have fallen into this horrible whirlpool of the tossing waves of life, and thus, my Lord, I pray at your lotus feet to call me back to your eternal abode as one of your servitors." In other part of Bhagavatam, Prahlad Maharaj says, "I'm not worried about me because I'm firmly unto your lotus feet. You know, I took shelter very nicely, and I was trained by who? Narada Muni, such a sage, right? So Prahlad Maharaj was instructed in the womb, right? He was trained very nicely what is real goal of life. So he understood, he realized, and he followed everything. He was preaching in the school. He was 5 years old. He was preaching like crazy, you know, to these small kids. So Prahlad Maharaj, now this statement is like for us, it's like example that we should pray, we should take shelter with Krishna, for in Krishna instructions. So, but on the other hand, Prahlad Maharaj was, like I mentioned, he was not worried about himself, but he was worried about these rascals, conditioned souls, which they don't want to surrender to Krishna. So he was worried about them. So he was praying actually for their benefit. Krishna helped them understand, help them understand. So that's Prahlad Maharaj example for us. Let us pray to Krishna's lotus feet. Please call me back to your eternal abode as one of your servitors. Right? So all these acharyas, all this parampara, they are giving us example how we should live, how we should act. And it is actually, this verse is about this. So, this is the summit liberation of this materialistic way of life. I have very bitter experience of the materialistic way of life. Prahlad Maharaj speaking still. In whichever species of life I have taken birth, compelled by the force of my own activities, I have very painful experienced two things, namely separation from my beloved and meeting with what is not wanted. There's so many things like bitter experience. He got bitter experience like we got. Therefore we are here because we got very bad experience from this materialistic way of life, right? We don't remember our previous bodies, right? But according Shastra, we can understand we got a lot of types of bodies, right? So because of our previous activities, so now we are creating next body, will be transcendental, or we will continue in this material world, in this material forest. This decision, that's our real property. So, I have very painfully experienced two things, namely separation from my beloved and meeting with what is not wanted. Yes. So we lost, for example, I lost my very good friend when I was 20, he was 16, he died. Or my grandfather, he was my friend, I love him so much, he died. And like that. So our beloved friends or family, we are losing them, right? Because this is Mrityu Loka. So everybody will be dead, in one point. So, and we wanted something, but then we understood that this is not real happiness. So, and to counteract them, the remedies which I undertook were more dangerous than the disease itself. So, for example, I wanted to be happy in this material world with these material things. So I was drinking alcohol, and so then I was, I got a headache, or I did something wrong, what I didn't want to do. So many crazy things we did. So I drift from one point to another, birth after birth, and I pray to you, therefore, to give me a shelter at your lotus feet. Okay, so this is the end of a quote. And here, the Pandava kings, who are more than many saints of the world, knew the bitter results of the materialistic way of life. Like Vaishnava, he knows everything. He knows spiritual, he knows material. He knows everything, because Krishna is giving him intelligence. Dadami buddhiyogam tam, right? They were never captivated by the glare of the imperial throne they occupied, and they sought always the opportunity of being called by the Lord to associate with him eternally. So we can see that these personalities are not attached to this material things, and they always desire to be with Krishna eternally. So, like I mentioned, this desire, they have this nice proper desire. To have this proper desire is not that easy, because we are conditioned, like I'm saying always, we are conditioned, so it is not easy to have just pure desire, right? How I can, like yesterday night we were speaking about lust. So this is because of lust, we cannot do what we really want to do, because of this mode of nature we're speaking about, Rajagun. What is that in English? Passion. Or we are mostly in passion ignorance. We are lazy. I don't care. Tamagun. Or then, okay, let's do it. Some passion. So let's do something. But what normally people, what they are doing, everything is in material world. Center point is sex life, right? So everything what they are doing actually is for this reason. Yeah. So to have a proper desire, we have to associate with devotees which they have this desire. And follow process, everything, chant nicely. Prabhupada said, I read for Guru Maharaj yesterday from Dharma book, and there is, Prabhupada mentioned that how we want to get rid of this lusty desires. We heard it many times. Cut with holy name. So if we get some crazy ideas, so we have to chant then we are protected. Because like what Haridas Thakur did, right? Prostitute came and was like, yeah, no problem. We can have fun, but later, because I'm chanting, So he was chanting. And she was like, all right. She got some hope. Yeah, like Maya got some hope. Oh, he will follow his crazy ideas. So let's wait a little bit. But he's still chanting. Oh. So, okay, what about now? Yes, no problem. But let me chant a little bit. So when we are chanting like this, so Maya is trying to trick us. But she cannot do anything. Because we are under the protection of Krishna, right? So to end this text, these Pandavas, Pandava kings, they were under protection of Krishna because they were in strict line, like this verse mentioned, in strict line from Krishna. So in parampara system, bona fide guru, bona fide parampara system, disciplic succession. So, any comments or questions? Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I just have some comments, appreciation. I really liked how you spoke about this analogy of the forest and how you said you were in the forest, you were lost.
Yeah.
But we can seek, guidance. We need guidance because everything looks the same, all the trees are the same. Well, where am I? And right. I haven't heard of nirvana defined like this. Vana, I didn't know vana means forest, and that near is to get out of.
Right.
So that's.
I heard from Suhotra Swami Maharaj.
Oh, it's nice.
Yeah.
So to be freed from this forest of the material existence, I guess, is my understanding. I also liked how you spoke about austerity and renunciation and sacrifice. Nothing actually belongs to us. And so we're not actually giving anything up. And so we can learn to not falsely renounce and use everything in the service of Krishna. That's something I heard.
Yeah, I forgot to mention this Yukta Vairagya. So we are engaging everything what we got. What I got this body, Krishna gave me this body. Okay, let's engage this body in his service. He gave me intelligence, he gave me property, he gave me everything what he gave me. I should. So this is real austerity. That everything what Krishna gave me, I'm using for his enjoyment, for his pleasure. Right? So this is real austerity. And Falgu means that you are completely in ignorance. You don't know what is yours, what is Krishna's. You don't know what to do. You're done. So yes.
Yeah, that sounds like I fall into that so often. I think, oh, okay, this is mine. What if I lose it? What if I lose that, my family member? What if I lose, just so getting out of that attachment.
We are thinking that, what about losing, we don't want to lose our family, but we already did. We got spiritual family in spiritual world. We got friends there. We got, Krishna is there. We don't care about Krishna, but we care about these temporary relationships. But we got eternal relationship with Krishna, and we don't care. So if you said that you are losing something, so be in in real understanding that yes, engage your sadness in Krishna consciousness. So be sad that you lost relationship with Krishna, you lost your spiritual family. That's the way how we are engaging things. So sadness can be also engaged in our progress, spiritual progress in Krishna consciousness. So if you are thinking like that, just turn it, just change it for what you actually really lost. Eternal relationship. We left Krishna there. Crazy. That's crazy, right? That's bad. Yeah, thank you. All right. Thank you so much, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Gaura Nitai ki